Here at Tormach, we love to share your stories. So here's Artisan Dice, where they're making some high-end goodies for playing Dungeons & Dragons.
I'm Charlie Brumfield, and I own and run Artisan Dice. We make the most badass dice on the face of the earth, bar none. I've been playing games with my fraternity brothers since we were in college. So we've been playing for over, that's, good Lord, 15 years ago. So it was an idea that I had to give my gaming buddies as a present. And within 48 hours, it was a full-fledged, okay, we're in the dice making business now. So our first day in business was, I built our website, I put it up Sunday night, and then Monday morning we had $1,700 in sales when I got up at 6 a.m. Monday morning. So, and it's been rocking and rolling ever since. I'm not a machinist by trade, I'm not a woodworker by trade. I am a web design photographer, and I ran a sporting goods shop directly before this. So with that skill set and that background, it becomes a lot easier to take a product to market, as long as you also have the skills to then make that product. So it's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. Put all those together and you get what some people call luck, or what other folks call a lot of late nights. A lot of late nights. I mean, stupid things like machinists take for granted. Climb milling, conventional milling. Charlie doesn't know what that means. We started out, I would destroy an end mill every 5 or 6 titanium D20s we made. Now we can run one end mill for a week and a half, and that's running 8 hours a day on both these machines. So, and at the end it's not destroyed, it's just dull. So before the flutes were snapping off, I mean, like my local tooling supplier, Technitool, the first time I bought end mills from them, I brought end mills at like 10 o'clock, we went to lunch, came home, and at 2 o'clock I was back buying another dozen end mills, because I snapped all 12 of them. And the guy was like, "You're back already?" I was like, "Yeah, I broke every one, dude." Like I said, you know, you guys talk about this is the guy for the maker in his garage. Yeah, these are those machines. Because we broke end mills, but we didn't hurt the machine. If you got a Haas or something like that, or you know, a big Mazak, you crash that dude, grab your pocketbook, it's $10,000 or more. So for the Tormachs, for us, they are our metal production machines. I know Tormach doesn't build their machines as production units. We have done some modifications to our machines to make them more production oriented. So my very first thing on these machines, like we were talking about earlier, is to modify this 4th axis to work for our intended purposes on these machines. No machining skills, nothing. When we machined the top off of this with a 1/2 inch end mill, it sounded terrible. I mean, it was like just this horrid screeching noises. I didn't know what speeds and feeds were. I just fired the machine up and moved it. While we do the CNC machine, I mean, we mix that with old world craftsmanship. And when we say handcrafted dice, every face of every die is hand ground by myself or one of the minions. That's not my term, that's what our customers call them. Anyway, myself or one of my guys grinds these by hand. So after they come off the machine. Now there's a lot less handwork that goes into the metal dice than our wooden dice or our mammoth ivory or our buffalo horn or that kind of stuff. But there's still that handwork that goes into it. And teaching someone that skill is a drawn-out process. It takes 6 months to get good, and then it takes a few months more after that to get fast. That was the big step for us. Was when we figured out that it wasn't just can we make this, it's how do we get fast. And for that's that whole 2-second lean thing is organization. Eliminate the parts that you hate doing. Eliminate the waste. And we found that we were moving 3 hours a day collectively looking for tools. Well, that's a part-time employee. So fix that problem, and then that helps with production. So, and that's a lot of stuff we ran in with the Kickstarter was just figuring out how to be a production shop, because we weren't at the time. So that was a big learn. That was our biggest learning curve. Like I said earlier, we do close to like 250 different material options. That's what we work with, and we started out with like 90. So we didn't just start small. I mean, I jump in neck deep from the start, right? Everything not metal is done on a tape for us. Everything that is metal is done on our Tormachs. The Tormachs came for us after our second Kickstarter. It came down to this or Tool Room Haas. That's what we were looking at getting, because both would fit in here and clear my ceiling. We went with a Tormach because the fully kitted out Tormach for us was about 30,000, 35,000, somewhere in that range. I got the 1100 and the 770 with every option you offered at the time, because I had nothing for machining, like zero. So when we got these, that was a big learning curve for us. And the big thing for me is that I could get a 4th axis, because we do everything 4th axis. Even our D6s, which are cubes, are done on the 4th axis because we mill them from round bar, and it's just easier to use the same setup with the same, I mean, that's the way I've got all the guys trained to work, and they know how to zero a 4th axis. They couldn't find 0 on the top left jaw of a vise if they had to, because they'd never been taught. I didn't know you zeroed off that jaw when I first started. I zeroed off of this jaw, which is a dumb idea. Don't do that. That moves. When we say we make the best dice on the planet, we do. And to that end, we're always trying to better ourselves. So every time we get, okay, what was good enough yesterday is not good enough today. So it's always, you know, if we don't really have any competition. There's folks that have tried and failed, and the reason is this is hard to do. It's a interdisciplinary skill set. If you call the machinist to say, I want a 20-sided die, he's going to tell you, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, because they're almost impossible to hold. How do you finish off that last operation? For us, that's handwork. Machinists don't do handwork. They want to do it on the machine. Woodworkers don't do machining. So it's that marriage of both, kind of not, like for me, I didn't know enough about either set to know that it wasn't possible to do. So I just failed the right way, the wrong time, enough times to look into a process that works. Yeah, so to that end, our machinery in our shop is set up to help that not quite right process. I found that buy good tools. You got to work with it every day. So buy a tool that is really, really good and preferably new. Because like you're talking about, you can get an old CNC machine, right? What's somebody else done to that machine? You don't know. So for me, buying a Tormach and modifying it to what we need to do is perfect. Because then I know what's gone wrong with the machine because I probably did it. So if something's wrong with it, let's look what Charlie did last. And let's undo that.
Thanks for watching. Check out all of our latest videos here, and for more metalworking tips, tricks, and stories, subscribe to our YouTube channel.